Hello everyone, my name's Cliff and welcome back to my channel. This is Cliff's Dark Gems. Today I'm going to be talking about my TBR for the month of June. And this has been chosen almost solely as a result of comments and recommendations left to me by my viewers. Stay tuned. Okay, so everyone, while putting together this TBR, I decided to look back over the months for my previous videos and comments and suggestions left in that section down below. And it ranges from people saying they strongly suggest that I read this book, or strongly recommend this book or author, and some people that just perhaps said, I really enjoyed this book. So everything is to do with the viewers of my channel. Okay, so I'm going to start off with 5 books that are owned, and then I'm going to move on to books on my Kindle. Okay, so without further ado, let's go. Okay, we're starting off by Robert McCammon and Mystery Walk. Now, Robert McCammon is fast becoming one of my favourite authors, and this book was recommended by Michael Booker. He doesn't have a channel, and by the way, all the people who do have channels, I'm going to link them in the place down below, so you can check out their awesome channels as well. Now this book is apparently about mysticism and ancient evil, 2 men whose paths cross have to face this evil. But if it's anything like Swan Song and Boy's Life, which are absolutely wonderful novels, then I'm going to enjoy this one as well. That is Mystery Walk. Okay, next up we have Mary Shelley Frankenstein. Now, I always assumed that this was like a kind of mad scientist monster book, and I was kind of put off by reading it, but so many viewers on a recent video have said that I'm basically wrong in assuming that it is more a powerful emotional story about morality, about choices. And I'm definitely going to read it this month. Yeah, it is one of those true classics that I feel kind of embarrassed that I haven't read it yet. So I'm going to make amends this month. That is Frankenstein. Next up we have Alan Dean Foster, To the Vanishing Point. And this was recommended by Maria, who is a frequent viewer on my channel. And it looks freaking awesome. I mean, this cover is just fantastic. Looks like almost a blend between science fiction, fantasy and horror. And from what I understand by the back of the cover, it seems like this family go on a road trip, they go on a vacation, and they pick up this hitchhiker, and then things gets very weird from there. They kind of end up on a road to hell, highway to hell. And yeah, just seems to be a very, very weird, strange story, but that sounds like it's right up my alley. So that is To the Vanishing Point. Right, Richard Matheson, The Shrinking Man. Now, this was kind of recommended to me by the Vintage Viking. Vintage Viking is an awesome channel. Let's go and check it. He has got thousands of vintage horror, sci-fi and other novels. And he has a lot of book hauls where he shows off the covers. Really check that channel out. I'll link it below. And yeah, I'm not normally into science fiction. But just the idea, the premise, the concept of this novel, because tatty as it is, about a man shrinking down continuously, he's unable to stop himself, and then he has to battle a giant spider. And just that concept is pretty damn awesome. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one by Richard Matheson. Okay, next up we have another tatty cover, but this has been on my TBR forever, and that is Dan Simmons' The Summer of Night. Now, as I said, I've been meaning to read this book forever. It comes across with serious It vibes from Stephen King, and it's about these children, and it's their summer holiday, so they're off on their holiday, and there's this ancient evil that is stalking them. I know that's, I think, right at the beginning that one kid goes missing, and obviously they're going to have to band together, find out what this evil is, a little bit like it. But yeah, it looks fantastic to me, and I do love the cover, even though this is very well loved and very well worn. I've had this book forever. Okay, and now we're going to talk about books on my Kindle, and the first two are quite interesting because they're both authors, and they also happen to be booktubers. I'll link their things in the channel below, in the space below, and they're regular viewers on my channel, and I've got hold of their books, their novels, and they've given me permission to read it and to review it on this channel, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, look forward to that. First up we have More Than a Vampire by J.R. Carrell. Now, when I looked this up on Goodreads, it's got absolutely fantastic reviews, but there's very, very few of them. So this could turn out to be an underappreciated gem. And apparently it's about 4 clans of vampires, and there's one hero that keeps things in balance. I'm not sure what it's about, but he eventually, I think he falls in love, and he has to choose between his duty that he has to fulfill and this sort of forbidden love. Now, it looks really, really interesting. I know that it's the start of a series, so if I really love this one, it looks like I might love this one, then I'll give the rest of the series a go as well. That is More Than a Vampire. Next up we have The Hero, The Fear and The Date by Rod Gilly. Now this is apparently a very, very short book, only 40-50 pages or so, and it's 3 short stories, and it's also got excellent reviews on Goodreads, but so few. So yeah, hopefully this will be another underappreciated gem, and that after reading it and letting you know what it's all about, other people might be inclined to pick it up as well. I think all 3 short stories, as I say, The Hero, The Fear and The Date. Sorry, I don't know if I said gem or what I said there, but I think all 3 short stories just have completely different themes, and as he says in the blurb, that you can just pick it up and while you're waiting for work or in a coffee shop. It's a very, very quick read, under an hour. So I'm looking forward to that one. Okay, next up we have The Omen by David Seltzer. Now this was highly recommended by Hotsaki. Doesn't have his own channel, but he regularly visits my channel and leaves comments, and he's very, very well read. Also, it was recommended by E.D. Lewis Reviews in the comment section, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. For those of you that don't know what it's all about, I did talk about it on a recent video, but I talked about the movie as opposed to the book. It's the same kind of concept, is that the Antichrist is born on the planet Earth. And he is initially just a baby, and he has to grow up, and he is protected by people, and you can imagine what kind of people protect him, being the Antichrist. And at the same time, there's a whole lot of groups that are trying to uncover this whole thing and what happens to them. So it's highly entertaining. It's a reread. I haven't looked at it forever, so I'm looking forward to seeing and reading this book again. That is The Omen. Okay, the next book is The Ha by David Sondergren, and this is recommended by one of my frequent viewers, and that is Senti. And apparently this author is also his countryman, and this has just got the most awesome, amazing premise. As what happens is that the small seaside village, the residents of the seaside village are being threatened with eviction from the property developer, and what happens is they think that all hope is lost, and then this mysterious fog starts creeping inland. Whether it's going to save them or doom them, I'm not sure, but yeah, that's a very interesting premise, so I'm really looking forward to this book. It's also one of those books that have got very high ratings, but not so many ratings. So this is yet another book that could turn out to be an underrated gem. That is The Ha. Okay, finally I'm actually keeping a couple of spaces open because I would love to get my hands on the next books in the series, the Skullduggery series, and also Brian Keane Rising. I enjoyed them so much that I would love to sort of carry on with the series. And I know there were some other books as well. I can't remember what it was, but it all depends on what I find in my little bookshop, because yeah, it's a luck of the draw there, I'm afraid. And I don't really want to spend too much money, so if I find one or two of those books, then I will continue the series. Okay everyone, there we have it. That's my June TBR. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really looking forward to reading a lot of books that have been recommended by you, the viewer, and let me know what you think. Yeah, I think one of the first books I might read is Frankenstein, just because it's been so overwhelmingly, recommended by all of you. But yeah, it's sure to be a good reading month. But anyway, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content, to keep those pages turning. Take care of yourselves, and cheers.